We are now live on YouTube because I have to click an extra button that I have forgotten about. Thank you for the reminder. It has been clicked. We are, yes, live on YouTube now. Welcome, YouTube viewers. Apologies. I think the VOD viewers will get to see the entire deal, but either way, welcome at YouTube people. Everybody that is alike, hope everyone's on a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Got a little bit of a wet qualifying ahead of us here tonight, and it's going to be a bit dicey. We've seen that it hasn't been affecting these drivers too much, but it's a dry session with a damp track. Now, Carson, do you want to tell the viewers maybe a little bit more about what that means?
Well, Mike, it's a disadvantage for whoever starts first. Obviously, our qualifying sessions are the same they've always been. We've got evens or odds first or evens or odds second right after them. And tonight, the odds are at the disadvantage. The track is just going to get drier and drier as the drivers go across it because it's sunny out, whether it is the morning, so it's not too hot out. It's going to be just heated up, and the car will be... the cars will be a lot better on the track as we go on to the other section. But thank you for the follow, Lando Norris hater. I feel like... Man,
the internet has, I feel like I've seen this person before too, but I honestly am not sure. Welcome, Lando Norris hater. Were you in a Williams stream at one point? I feel like you were. Either way, welcome along. And we do have, again, a jam-packed evening. We've got a 75-minute race ahead of us with one mandatory pit stop. It is going to be no holds barred on the pit stop, no rules whatsoever. It's basically first in and first out, more or less, and they will be battling it out. Now, one thing that I do have to mention really quick before we get on into the action is that we have an upcoming track day at Waterford Hills, and that is going to be through TRACKILICIOUS, and I should have already got the link. Let me do that real quick before I run the, because I'm a professional. I know exactly what I'm doing. This is going to be the link right there, trackilicious.com/up next. I'm going to run a quick little teaser ad for what is to come for the Waterford Hills. Join TRACKILICIOUS for our bonus track day at Waterford Hills on August 31st. Register for as little as $1 with our new Pay What You Want program. Beginners and experts welcome to drive 5 20-minute sessions on track. Bring the whole crew along for family-friendly fun with our sim racing setup, Power Wheels course, and playground on site. Limited to only 52 spots. Sign up while you can. Link in our bio. August 31st, TRACKILICIOUS Open Track Day at Waterford Hills. So yes, indeed, there we are. That is going to be upcoming this next month, August 31st, or rather this month, I should say, Waterford Hills, the end of it, and it is going to be very exciting. That Pay What You Want program, we'll explain it a little bit more later on. But Carson, let's get on into the action here tonight.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Gonna be a good one for my last one, Mike. And no one better out there tonight than Ricardo Rivera, top of the championship by a mere 3 points ahead of Quinn Smith because of 20 penalty points I believe Quinn took for a DNS. I think that was what caused it. I don't know why he would have gotten 20 penalty points, but either way, Ricardo Rivera sits 3 points ahead of him in the championship standings, but behind him by 6 points as well is Kenneth Portis, and both of those guys are even-numbered drivers, so they will have the advantage on track tonight, and will have the better, more rubbered-in, and drier track.
Absolutely. Also, just wanted to shout out all the YouTube chat as well. Welcome Ryan Conlin in the YouTube chat. Welcome Sharkbait as well. Devin Smallblock Anthony joining us. And DC is going to love the 52 spots. Yeah, 52 spots available for the track day coming up. And with that Pay What You Want program, if you do pay as little as $1 and the 52 slots don't sign up, or rather even if they do sign up, the highest bidder will be taking those seats. So I'm not sure if that is the best explanation, but basically you pay what you want. And if you bid enough in and the slots don't fill up, then you're going to be guaranteed in. So you get in for as little as $1 and as much as, again, retail price, depending on if it fills up and the demand of it. But I'd highly recommend getting on that earlier. And there's plenty of opportunities for family and friends alike. And that will be in the kind of southern Michigan area, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's northern of Detroit, but I might be wrong.
Okay.
I'll check really quick.
Carson knows that area better than I do. It's a few thousand miles away from where I am.
It's still a few hundred away from me. I mean, I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you, Mike. But I can confirm it's just northwest of Detroit, right outside of Pontiac, in between Detroit and Flint, right about the middle mark, closer to Flint. So I've actually been there, like around that area. But yeah, right about there.
Lovely. Now, qualifying, Kevin Yu. Up at the top, we can already see that the track is pretty much rubbered in with a dry line at this stage. It's going to be quite quick, and anything off the line is going to be the problem. Everyone's going to be on dry tires, no doubt, and you can already see there getting into the corner, the little bit of wet patches, the car getting loose at the apex. Got to be so careful and cautious on the curbs, but nice and tidy there. Ricardo Rivera off the limit. This is going to be an out lap for him, it looks like, or an in lap. Regardless, he has one more attempt potentially here to get a lap on the board. And along with Eric Gakasi, and he has invalidated CJ Engine, looking for an improvement.
Yeah, Mike, what I'm noticing is, not a lot of evens out there tonight, or rather, not a lot of odds out there tonight, and just not a lot of people, I guess. Not a lot of people on the odd side of things, but so many more even drivers. Like, we have the normal amount tonight, just barring that, but even some of the odd drivers aren't out for quali, and I don't know why. We don't have any quali bans. Spitty Bud for the sub, thank you very, very much. Resubbed at 2 months. That's almost a year, but I don't know how really that's happened. Why there's people not coming out, or why they haven't set lap times, because it's a pretty dry track at this point, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure. Hold on, Neil, I'm trying to mod you. Just give me a second here. You should let me do that. There you go. You can post that link. You can post that. Just post that again. That's all good. I didn't realize you weren't a mod, Neil.
Well, not being modded is pretty sad, but we do have a question, Mike. Carson, do you think Mike should watch Gravity Falls? Mike, I think you'd actually really like Gravity Falls, to be honest with you. It does seem like your kind of show. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's very weird in the sense of it's very entertaining, and it's got a lot of stuff hidden in it. It makes you think a lot, and I know you like nonfiction quite a bit, and I think it's very sci-fi fiction, but it's very makes you think. It has a lot of messages that are for younger kids, but season 3 has, I think, been confirmed. I'm not really sure. I'm a really big Gravity Falls fan, or was when I was a kid, but I don't know what's happening. The internet is exploding with it. I've never been on the internet before, Mike.
Fair enough. Nelgun Stanley, welcome, as well as Root Paper Scissors. Cheering on the FNM boys is going to be Nail, as well as, I think, Rue here out in chat, one of the GT4 Open drivers, or GT4 rookie drivers, I think has graduated since then, moved up into the rookie, or moved out of the rookies into the upper, and Adam is a super chatter. Yes, exact. Sorry, Adam. Neil Kervil is a mod in Discord as well. He has the power to, he was a mod before me, I'm pretty sure. Or was he? Either way. He could ban me. He can ban me. That is very true.
Yeah, Adam Strange also not modded. Tragic stuff for Adam Strange. I feel like Adam Strange would be like a chaotic evil. No, chaotic neutral mod. They would just act on a whim. Not evil, but...
Yeah, fair enough. Never banned me, Neil. Not until my back's turned. That's the thing, right? It's your... No. Pressure went down and you spun. Vadik not having the greatest qualifying result and putting in no lap for his qualifying, unfortunately, it looks like. That is going to be quite gutting.
Yeah, and it's over for the odds at this point. CJ Engine, I'm not sure if he's on a valid lap. He is on a valid lap, but... Oh, he's at the end of the track. Never mind. He's on his last lap here. Evens still have a chance because it's over a 2-minute track. Just about 2 minutes 20, so evens are all coming out of the pits right now, as you can see on your top of the screen. A lot of gaps in them. They're very much waiting for the car ahead to leave, but yeah, CJ Engine will get to the line on a 1.1 second improvement. It won't be enough for pole, but it'll put him just a few tenths behind Ricardo Rivera, who I think is exactly where he wants to be, Mike.
Yep, for now a 2:24.7, not a terrible lap, but not certainly up to the speed of an optimum track, that is for sure. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Hope everyone's having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you guys are in this fine world. Thank you all for joining us here on the Twitch and the YouTube sides of things. We are live on both of them now, and yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, and some support for Fear Nothing Moto in the YouTube chat. They've been fairly good, have had good form. Anthony Kelly, though, a bit of a tough run out there, spun off rip, and only had 1 or 2 laps. As I feel like Jaden's about to ask me to look at the livery. My name just very foreboding in chat right now. Just Carson, nothing else from Jaden.
Very intimidating. Could I handle it? I'm not strong enough to make Discord myself confident. Oh, jeez, Adam.
Oh, man.
Casey Schutte beginning his lap in the 6-shooter racing. Why don't we go on board with him here for a lap just to see what it's like behind the wheel here of the Aston Martin GT3, the Vantage, coming out around the Lecombe chicane. No, excuse me, that is the not correct corner, the La Source hairpin to head down to Rouge Radion to send them up to the Lecombe chicane.
Yeah, bit off there. Yeah, he's been the 6-shooter so far. He's been very, very high in his last few finishes and paced really, really high. I'd be very, very surprised if he was not towards the top 10 of this section here. He's struggled earlier in the season, built up the pace, was really good at spot the last time we did it before we had to restart the round. But yeah, really, really good livery on Casey, and that's one thing I do definitely have to agree with.
Yeah, absolutely. And now riding with him here, looking nice and tidy through the first sector, a little bit leaving though on the limits. You can see not quite pushing to the maximum here, just getting the feel for the slippery track. He's had an outlap, got the heat into the tires, nice and tidy, hits the apex there through Bruxelles, rides the curb long there, get your kind of a initial D moment. You want to get your right tire in the gutter, try to get the maximum rotation possible, send yourself there through No Name and down towards one of the most famous corners on the planet, through Pouon, trying to get that rotation, misses the apex just slightly, but that was more of a conservative line through the second part. Again, a little bit off the limit, but just getting that banker lap in, the crucial one, tips the tire into the grass for good measure, just in case, heck, why not? And then through into Sector 3.
Right into campus, where I will unfortunately be in just a week. So, this is my last Twitch stream. Confirmed now, because I said it last week, but I didn't know we had an extra week, so that was a bit wrong, but through turn 15, Casey Schutte looking for the best exit he can get, and I think he's got it. I wasn't too bad. Bit of a stiff turn there, so might have lost some speed there, but only a few tenths, a few thousandths probably lost there for Casey, who's in 18th right now, because he's yet to set a lap, so we'll have to see as he goes towards Blanchimont in the last chicane, or rather, yes, I mean, it's kind of, yeah, it's a chicane. It's a chicane. I'm going to call it a chicane, mainly because the turn's called chicane. I'm going to go the right-hander really quick, left-hander very quickly as well, trying to get as much exit as he can here. Car might slide a little if you're not careful. Casey keeps it under control, though. He'll hit the line and immediately go third overall. Podium for Casey, the 6-shooter, half the clip empty.
Yeah, not bad at all, and there's a few more drivers to set a time here that could potentially bump him down into his infamous position of 6th. He did finish there last week, in case anyone was curious. And now one thing I did want to bring up as well during this, and it has to be the elephant in the room. So this is a replaying of the Spa-Francorchamps, which I was talking with some of the drivers and they made a point here in that the strategy is kind of spoiled. And I don't know if I fully agree with that, because yeah, the strategy's spoiled, but let's be honest, it's Spa-Francorchamps and it's a dry track. Did we really think that we were going to be doing anything odd here? I mean, I think we've gotten the strategy figured out at this point for the 75-minute sessions. It's different for some drivers, but I think everybody has their rhythm at this stage in the championship. So I don't know if I fully agree with what those people were saying, but I understand their arguments.
Yeah, and I don't think, to be honest with you, unless you're the top 3 drivers, you're really going to be focused on other people's strategies. It's just kind of one of those things where it takes a group of people and it takes an actual crew to really, I think through that and understand and study those people. And it's very hard on the fly to be thinking about that when you should be focusing on laps. Obviously, there's guys who know what's going on and are that smart. Casey is one of those, but Casey's in one of those spots where I think a lot of people just have to focus on racing your own race. And if you're really not looking to do that, you need Kenneth Portis, Quinn Smith, and Ricardo Rivera are the only ones that should be, I guess, not really racing their own race in that sense. And on that note, Ricardo Rivera falling down to 13th, Mike.
Yeah. That is the what we were talking about earlier with the difference in times, to be completely honest. That's what happens when you go out first. The track was not up to the optimum conditions. Ricardo Rivera's got a melee in order to get through the rest of the field here, and thankfully, out of all the tracks to have this happen, it is going to be the best one. Oh, there's fun facts. My goodness, I forgot about the one earlier. Thank you very much for the 5 bitteroos. What do you guys think of how Digimon, a once dominant franchise, is nearly dead in the modern era? It does not surprise me in the second. When was it dominant?
When kind of in that weird era when I was really young. So like kids that were born kind of 2001 to 2004-ish really liked that show, but I think it's just because they got the Pokemon clone, unfortunately, because Pokemon was cooler, and it was cooler to everyone, or most people, and if you didn't like Pokemon and you thought Digimon was cool, you kind of just got bullied in elementary school. And I think that was it. It's just they didn't advertise it well enough. They didn't make it well interesting enough. They didn't get that Cartoon Network deal that they were hoping so hard for. Didn't get enough screen time, and I think it was on the own Digimon social media and media teams who did not advertise it and didn't take it into the modern era correctly. Digimon Analysis brought to you by nobody.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I was one of those kids that was a Pokemon superior. So, just to be completely honest.
I made fun of kids. I would have made fun. I'll still make fun of kids if they like Digimon. Like I'm sorry. It's just something I got to do. It's the natural way of life, Mike.
Pat Award is the best. Has some words with you then.
Yeah, but I
Beyblade's rule.
Digimon was like the same thing.
Look, Beyblades aren't comparable.
Beyblades are really cool though.
They were extremely cool. Yo, did anyone do Bakugans back in the day?
Dude, I did Bakugans.
Yeah, that was what I did.
I was a bit out of my generation, though. I think it was just because my friend had an older brother that it was passed down to, but Bakugans, man, that was so fun.
Yeah, I never got into Beyblades, to be completely honest, in elementary. I was in like 5th grade when all the 3rd graders were doing it, so I was too cool to be doing it at the time, you know. It was the superiority complex for the younger generation that everybody unfortunately goes through.
Yeah, and it's very weird being, I think, like, looking at kids now and seeing what they're doing, because it's like, man, I wasn't that lame, and we were all that lame. Like, I think we also have a very hard time imagining, like looking back on the things I was watching, like, I was just as bad as them sometimes. Like, and I'm learning to think that children maybe aren't as, I don't know, have a kinder way to put it than stupid as I thought they were, and I was like thinking of me as a kid, I was like, ooh.
So there is a qualifying underway, by the way. We've Kenneth Portis II, who has taken pole position by nearly half a second over Wilson Fernandez. Couldn't quite respond on an invalid lap. That will be the end of their qualifying. The checkered flag has fallen. Any driver that's previously on a lap will be able to complete it. However, any driver that hasn't been able to start one will no longer be able to continue. Gil Silverin has found some pace here, Carson. He's in Sector 3, and there isn't many corners left to go. This could be a potential pole position. Heading now down the back stretch, we're going to go on board with him, the Ford Mustang GT3, the newest addition here to ACC, rocking the number 400 for the Silverin ACC team. Coming out, barreling into the bus stop chicane, gets onto the brakes, needs to keep it nice and tidy here, hits the first apex, nails the second one, getting nice and tidy on the rotation, punches the throttle, heads to the line here. Gil Silverin sitting up at the top. Brazil, it gets immediately outdone by Quinn Smith.
Yeah, I was about to say, Kenneth Portis was exactly where he wanted to be, and Gil Silverin and Quinn Smith knock him off the front row. It's an American front row here, but Kenneth Portis still has one opportunity to do it. He's got a 1/10 improvement. It won't be enough to move up if he can, but he will improve. Just not enough.
4/10 off the ball, 4,000ths or 40,000ths off of the mark here. Quinn Smith taking the tops at the very, very last second. Incredible stuff. We still have a few drivers on a lap here. Next driver to the line is going to be Harold McDonald, who's honestly looking pretty good here. Comes to the line with a solid improvement up to 10th. Next driver, Professor Chronotis, also gaining massive numbers here. It's looking potentially like a top 10 finish here. The blue shell, a little bit deep there on entry. Tightens it up, though, for the second part of the chicane. Punches the throttle to the line here. It's going to be an improvement. The question is how much? From 14th, only into 12th.
Yeah, he had a massive gap to the car in front of him, unfortunately. And you can see there's a kind of a gap of not skill, but time. 1.7 to 5 based on those drivers who were evens and odds. Those evens had a massive, massive advantage, and the best odd driver is starting 13th, I believe. No, 16th for the best odd driver out there. It was the worst situation possible for Ricardo Rivera, and that's just tough for him. But got to put the head down and just keep racing, because that's all you can do. 75 minutes to try and make it right here as he sits atop the standings. I mean, technically, but right now he's at the bottom and will be taking home 3rd place on the overall finishers.
Certainly will. And as we have it here, I'm going to run an ad actually while we do the grid rundown just because I can here. So apologies to everyone that isn't a subscriber. If you don't want ad content, hit that subscribe button here on Twitch. The YouTube side of thing also doesn't have to worry about this, but we thank you guys for putting up with it because unfortunately these are mandatory. So on that, I will run a quick ad and we will get on to the grid rundown here, Carson. Let's meet our drivers for the final time for you tonight. Man, that is really unfortunate to be saying. Either way, let's get on into it. Starting us off at the top, Quinn Smith, the 888, lined up for the Trackalicious Stang in P1. Gil Silverin coming home for Brazil in the Silverin ACC team, lined up on the front row in second position. Kenneth Portis here coming home in third for the number 84 Red Dragon. Casey Schutte coming for fourth here, the 6-shooter racing 2 positions off of his home, I guess you could say it, some would. Wilson Fernandez coming home in 5th with Drew Burakovsky in Casey's spot here for the number 68 Fuchsia in P6. Matter team 7th quickest with Bruno Pio Company in the AF Corsa for Brazil. Mason Perchalski rounding in the 9th position for the DuPont Mustang and in 9th. Harold McDonald in the Fear Nothing Moto car rounds out your top 10.
The Ukrainian Alex Hansen 390 car will be trailed by the Canadian Professor Kronos in that blue shell machine. Devin Anthony will start behind the Rockefeller Racing 52 car and 13, trailed by the Sneaky Cheese Man, Jason Provolone, the Decepticons 82 car. 15th will be Daniel Desjardins in the 88 car, the Canadian, trailed by Ricardo Rivera, fighting for the championship here, but the farthest back of the top 3. The 787 car will be starting at 16th, trailed by CJ Engine, the 55 car, who will be tailed by Jelson Cruz in the 777 car, and the Lamborghini for the first time, I believe, has been in the Porsche so far this series. Behind will be Andre Alex Alfonso in the 999's car, and to round out your top 20, Fuchsia Competition Esports' own Kevin Yee.
Yeah, we got Tyler Carr in the Fear Nothing Moto Machine, P21, with Eric the Boss Kakassian in the 555 in P22. Jaden Lloyd coming home in 23rd with Anthony Kelly in 24th. Ben Beams 25th fastest tonight with Tyler McCullough in P26. Juan Alvarez 27th with Vidiko Tsitsiev in 28th. Patrick Duveau in 29th for the Rockefeller Racing Team. And rounding out the back of the grid, last but not least, is the 510 machine, Aston Martin Racing of Ramsey Connolly. That's a solid grid here tonight. 30 drivers out here for the finals of the championship. We have our outlap ahead of us here at Spa-Francorchamps. 4.3 miles, 7 kilometers, and 103 meters of elevation for these drivers to tackle. We're now coming onto the Kemmel Straight, just over half a mile, and this is going to be the big overtake zone for these drivers. And people like Ricardo Rivera are going to be needing to take full advantage of that.
Yeah, watch Ricardo Rivera on this first lap and watch if there's any accidents. Ricardo Rivera is going to be extremely aggressive, and that's all you can do at this point. The 787 has nothing to lose, and will be in a knife fight in the phone booth, as you like to say, quite a bit, Mike, but I'm very, very excited for this race.
Yeah, certainly. Also, Quinn Smith here trying to fight for his championship. Is he going to be able to take it home here tonight? We'll have to see. It's going to be tough to math out, that's for certain. Looking at the championship, Ricardo Rivera leading by 3 points over Quinn Smith. Kenneth Portis II trailed by 5 from the top. So 5 points separating the top 3. Ollie Raza at 248 points. There is a mathematical chance that Ollie Raza would have a shot, but he isn't showed up here tonight. Therefore, he will not be scoring. Wilson Fernandez will more than likely not overtake. It's going to be tough. Wilson Fernandez needs a solid result if he wants to get P4 in the championship. And we got cheers here for Bruscus, RSJ. Thank you very much. Who's, not sure who that is, but thank you very much for the cheers. Wonder when the next iRacing League is going to be, Rue. I don't have an answer for that. However, I would imagine Eric is going to be posting that sooner rather than later. I thought it would be posted by now, I'm going to be completely honest. And yes, Eric, I'm calling you out. Yeah, we'll have that posted soon enough, I assure you, with the new standings, the new championship, all of the different leagues coming up for Trackalicious, all the SimGrid, and everything, basically. We'll have a new calendar very, very soon. We just are getting it finalized and then have to get it out there.
Yeah, Pat Award is the best. Don't worry, I am here. No Gen Z. The Gen Z interpreter is here for Mike. I'm still here for the last 75 minutes of my Tracklicious career as it stands. We'll see. I'll probably make it back. I really hope I make it back. But it'll be up to time. It'll be up to college, unfortunately. Quinn Smith, though, and Gil Silver and starting on the front row. It's an American lockout. I'm very, very excited to see that Mustang under-bopped, I feel, at this track. It is quick in a straight line and almost unbeatable if you don't get probably the best exit in racing history.
But honestly, though, I gotta say, Pat O'Ward does have a point in that my Gen Z translator will be gone. Sauger is gonna be useless for that. Let's just be completely honest. I already know that. So he's kind of out of the picture for that. I don't know. We're gonna be. I need a new Gen Z translator. I don't know who it's going to be, but we're going to have to pick one up. I don't know. Hopefully one just shows up off the street. If you are looking for commentary, real talk, message me, DM me. If you do want to participate, you know, try out commentary. If you have been a commentator in the past and maybe want to get back into it, or if you are a commentator and looking for some work, yeah, let me know. We are.
Now would be the perfect time.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Adam Strange, now would be the perfect time. Obviously, my slot opens, and I don't know where it's going to stand in terms of time, A, because I'm an athlete, B, I need to buy a green screen, which I will do. I will make the effort to find some sort of ability to broadcast here. But, Mike, our very long 25-minute onboard outlap has finally concluded, Mike. And 75 minutes at the sunset section. We are finally concluded. It's about there. You got to go one more turn after this one, okay? Okay, bud.
Everyone thinks that we start the build up now. We're coming to the line. No, don't worry, chat. We still got a little bit to go. We round the first corner, and the actual first corner is the Eau Rouge Radeon complex. We are not going to be going green here. That is, everyone always forgets that. First, I need to get, I mean, that's quite a few things, definitely.
I mean,
but I would
wear a graphic tee. I would still do it. I just don't, because Mike would get upset. But if you're okay with Mike being slightly upset at you.
True. Either way, let's get on into this corner. Drivers rounding the final corner. Quinn Smith trying to take home the championship tonight. Starting off at the top has Gil Silver, and the Brazilian driver alongside. He's not in championship contending, but he's certainly not going to be giving this one up easily. I'm Mike Nause, the booth. Joined with me tonight is none other than Carson Kass for the final time of the Trackalicious career. As we come to the total energy board, we will go green, green, green. And Kenneth Portis getting very aggressive early on here. A very slow start for Quinn Smith allows Gil Silver and into the lead immediately. It's going to be nip and tuck after that, except for the little bit of an error there from Kenneth Portis. Quinn Smith going to have a drive to get alongside now. Is it going to be enough? The long half-mile stretch now down to the Lacombe chicane. He has the inside line, but the outside now is going to be contended by Wilson Fernandez. We're going to go potentially 3 wide into Lacombe. Not quite. Wilson Fernandez is going to be off the back there. That's going to be Kenneth Portis going deep. He holds the position for now. We'll see if he gives that one back. Quinn Smith keeps it under check for the time being. Casey Schutte side by side now as they head down towards Bruxelles.
Yeah, and Mike, a 5-car accident. If you're curious about your update on the 787 car, was in 11th. I think he's just disappeared. He's now in 10th. Very, very close behind. You can see him in the rear mirror of Casey just a little bit. That blue and yellow, unmistakable. Casey trying to defend that outside line here. He's got the favorable line, I would say, into this turn. The Fear Nothing Moto, the Fuchsia Competitions Lamborghini there. Really going to need to keep it tight and clean, but they do through this turn, and that's one that might go bad very, very quick. But on lap 1, they managed to get through Bruno Pio and Matt, our team, both chasing these cars. Our only Audi on the grid. Trying to dive on the inside, has a little bit of a look, but he will remain out.
I thought about it into the Fangness there, and it's going to be a very ambitious one from that far back. You can see the number 1 next to everybody's name. That means they have 1 mandatory pit stop to make here, and they can do that at any time. There's no pit window, so we very well may see some of these drivers dive in on lap 1. I'm not sure we will in this 75-minute race at Spa. I think they will be taking tires. A little bit of a mistake there from Matt, our team, and that's going to immediately allow Ricardo Rivera to capitalize here. The Puerto Rican is hungry, and he's looking for his championship. Goes side by side through Blanchimont, and now heading he gets forced wide though. Matt, our team, goes a little bit deep. Ricardo Rivera forced to respond. He's not going to be too happy with that into the bus stop chicane. There might be a little bit of red in the eyes, and I'm not just talking about the livery of Matt, our team.
Yeah, and Ricardo Rivera is one of those guys, obviously. It's very quick as Mason Pierchowski bumped massively from behind. It'll turn into a 4-wide excursion with a BMW and a Lamborghini as both Mustangs lose out there. The Ukrainian on the inside line. It's Hansen, the 390 car, with a Lamborghini to his outside. All real close to that wall. Takes the tightest line you possibly could. and he's going to get favor off of it. The V10 Lamborghini forced to go nip and tuck as he's under pressure from 2 Mustangs behind.
Yeah, continuing the drag now down. Alex Hansen's going to have the best run into the chicane, but is he going to have the best run out? Let's find out. It looks like he is, and there's going to be a car stranded there. Who is that? That is Vadiko Stitsiev, whose race started off abysmal and has gone to nothing but worse. I think that was still after the first lap, actually. I think I've been stranded there for the entirety of that. Medical checks hopefully will be able to clear him, as it looks like it was a pretty serious accident.
Ricardo Rivera up into 8th here, 2 positions gained. He's got through Matt our team already. Well, not 2, it's actually 8 overall, or yes, I can do math. 8 overall. I was right. I should have been confident on it, but real close to that back bumper here now of Bruno Pio. Drew Burakovsky is well ahead of these 2. I'm pretty worried for those drivers ahead. They really need to put a good defense on A, but B, you don't really need to. But in terms of other championship standings, looks like Kenneth Portis has not been caught by Quinn Smith yet. Kenneth Portis had a abysmal spot the last time we had the disconnect. He had an accident with Ollie Raza, dropped down to 5th even before that, and Quinn Smith ran away with it even from that point on. But to be honest with you, Mike, Kenneth Portis, I think he's gotten a second life in terms of this championship battle. Quinn Smith taking a little bit of grass there on that left side.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some maths right now, which is always a terrible idea when you're live on camera. There's 5 points separating P1 and P2, and there are 4 points separating P2 and P3. So as it would stand, Kenneth Portis, if he does finish ahead, would still finish ahead of Quinn Smith. Ah, shoot, this is why we don't do math live on camera, folks. I have no idea, to be completely honest. Oh,
right.
my.
You are right. It's down to it. I don't think there's 4 is a smaller gap. Is Kenneth Portis the 3rd driver?
Well, Kenneth Portis is potentially about to be the 3rd driver as Quinn Smith is looking to make a move, and he's fixing for it potentially into the first corner. He gets a terrible launch, though. That Honda has proven itself quite nimble on the exits of corners. Now, one thing about it, you can see when we do the tab, it has minus 27 kilograms of ballast. It is, it's an oldie but a goodie, that's for sure. That's going to be a mistake right there from Gil Silver, and potentially allowing Kenneth Portis to go side by side down towards the Eau Rouge Radion complex. This is going to be danger, and somebody has to give, and Kenneth Portis is going to be the one to do so. The NSX bides its time, waits for another day, and Gil Silver and goes all sorts of out of shape. This might be the day. However, he's looking in the rearview mirror as well. Quinn Smith, we know how quick that Ford Mustang is. It's going to prove it. Down to the inside now of Lecom. Is he going to be able to make it stick here? It'll turn to the outside for long enough, but nice and late onto the brakes. Quinn Smith keeps it tidy, bit of a wiggle there mid-corner, but he licks the stamp and he sends it, and that package is delivered.
Kenneth Portis immediately under threat from Wilson Fernandez. That BMW was quicker in the other side as Gil Silver going to let both drivers by whether he meant to or not. Has that inside line. Portis is through. It's going to be 1st and 2nd. Quinn Smith takes the lead of the championship, and Mike, it is absolutely overall points until you get down to 7th and 8th. So to be honest, if it's 1 position separating until they get to P7, it will be the overall championship spot for all these drivers because they're all very close to each other.
Yeah, and that is so extremely exciting. Now, if Ricardo Rivera finishes, there's a couple niche scenarios, but it's not probably going to happen because of how Ricardo Rivera has managed to position himself. Also, just need to do the thing here. There we go. Okay, I've gotten it up now. Now it's working. Either way. Sorry, got distracted there. Wilson Fernandez continuing on the charge here with his fellow countrymen. In fact, it's going to be a little bit of a battle for P3, the final podium slot yet to be decided. Gil Silverin has gone all sorts of out of shape on this lap and cost him the lead of the race. Quinn Smith leading the race now with Kenneth Portis behind him. And the question is, can Gil Silverin hang on here? Because he seems to be slacking. He seems to be lacking a little bit in pace. And Wilson Fernandez, he is going to be the first one to capitalize.
Yeah, and one thing that we mentioned to Rue, who says, thank you for pointing it out, is aggression. Wilson Fernandez has a ton of it. On that inside line, the 8 car just steals it from that Mustang there. His fellow countryman will be left in the dust there. What an overtake from Wilson Fernandez. Just had more pace, had a better exit, and he knew exactly what he was doing there. That's a guy that's competitive almost every single race, but one man that's caught up to the back bumper of the car ahead. Kenneth Portis is far closer than he was.
Yeah, he definitely is keeping the likes here of Quinn Smith on. As you can see, an open road ahead of him, but when we go on the rear wing, it's not quite the same story. The Ford performance here, is it going to be enough to outperform that Honda NSX or the Acura NSX, depending on what country you're from, of course. And also, speaking of that, fun facts, I meant to do that earlier. In case you were curious, I haven't done this one in a while. Carson, do you happen to know how many bird species there are in the area here of Belgium?
You told me this. 103.
103 species. Is this your final answer?
What am I gonna get? I guess harder?
Considering that was a different track, that is incorrect. It was that. That was, I think, I can't remember what track. That was Indy or something?
Kyalami. It's Kyalami or Mount Panorama. Indy does not have that many birds.
It's definitely not Mount Panorama. Mount Panorama is like hundreds. Either way, this track, Belgium, the aviafauna of this area includes roughly 477 different species of birds, 8 of which, by the way, have been introduced by humans. There we go. Fun fact.
Sorry, I'm reading a question in chat that I'm supposed to weigh in on. I don't really know. I don't know, Logan Sargent fanboy. Also, welcome. I don't think I said welcome to you. You tuned in a bit late, but very welcome. As I love birds. I love birds. And one man who's been flying in the 787 like a Boeing. That car is all over the back bumper right now. Drew Burakovsky got around Bruno Pio some time ago. But he is, he's kind of closing into the cars ahead, to be honest with you. Quinn Smith and Kenneth Forrest only 4.8 and 5.3 respectively away. He's keeping up. That gap is not increasing or decreasing so far in this race, but Ricardo Rivera just needs to dispose of traffic ahead, get to third, and I think his goal will be set from there. One car at a time. Just keep digging, Ricardo.
Yeah, it's what he's going to be doing now, trying to send it into the bus stop chicane. Ooh, a late defense there from Burakovsky, but he does manage to check up, and the 787 with ease sails on through. Next up the road is going to be Casey Schutte. Casey's in a battle of himself right now with Gil Silverin. Now, Ricardo Rivera, by the way, up 10 positions. He is technically the biggest gainer here tonight. However, he's a 3-way tie at the moment with Tyler McCullough, who's up 10 positions as well. Started in 26th, managed to go up to 16th. Behind that, you can see a massive scrap. Devin Anthony down 4 and a little bit of damage. He's unfortunately being pursued right now by Jason Provolone in the Intimidator, or the Decepticons police mobile. And then Ramsey Connolly up 10 positions respectively as well, from 30th up into 20th at this time.
Yeah, Anabios is a really good point. Traffic already, and that is lap 1 incidents truly taking precipice there, is Vigdeek. No more red Lambo, as that's the truth for Bruno Pio as well. Drew Burakovsky right on the outside line. He's trying to keep himself with Bruno Pio. A bit of contact there. Bruno Pio inches and millimeters away from that Lamborghini. I don't think they touch, but it'll still be alongside. Still going right into his back quarter panel. Oh no! Pio into the side of that red Lamborghini, and nobody wins.
Oh, hold your brakes, hold your brakes, hold your brakes, Drew. Oh my goodness, that was lucky. Oof, that is a perfect example of what not to do on a rejoin, folks, just in case you were curious.
Yeah, anyway, Vadik, also, yes, I know you guys got the new livery coming. Any spoilers on that? Can we get at least a color? I know you're very, very excited to drop it next season, as I'm not sure I'll see it for a little while, because I'm not sure how many streams I'll be tuning into. I'll do my best to translate Gen Z terminology for you in chat, Mike, but I'm not sure how often I'll be there.
Oh goodness, what have I done? Welcome Mike Patrick as well in chat. Hope you're having a lovely afternoon or morning wherever you are. It's been a while since we've seen you. Ricardo Rivera also up into 4th here, allowing Gil Silverin deep into the corner here of the Fangers, or on the exit, excuse me, of the campus. Stavalos? Yeah, through the Stavalos, my apologies there. Getting my corners mixed up on the track. There's only 19 of them, Mike. Come on.
Mike is so emotionally distraught of me leaving. That's the real reason he's missing good confusing corners tonight. Gil Silverin under pressure still from Casey Schutte, who's found himself back in 6th. His rightful position, but Gil Silverin's been dropping like a rock so far. But Logan, update on the pit strategy. There's no pit rules. You just have to pit at least once. Casey Schutte on the outside line. Gil Silverin defends there. No braking yet. Casey takes his inside line there. Can only move once for Gil Silverin. He's alongside, has to cede the position, but is going for a better exit. Goes mighty wide, and that Mustang will have too sharp of a turn, really, I think, to get a better exit than Casey there.
Yeah, definitely, and gonna have to try here again. Gil Silverin just really struggling, to be completely honest, at this point. Also, apparently, I'm not being very mother right now. I'm not giving, wait, what? I'm not giving mother right? I'm not completely sure what that means. I'm just going to be completely honest. Carson, can we get a Gen Z translation?
That one I don't fully understand on certain aspects there, but I think it's something to do. I can't really think of it right now. As Jelson Cruz on that outside line, I can't help myself here. As Mason Pierce-Johnson going for 2, just gets 1. The Jeff Gordon tribute livery Gets one more there. Million championships with Jeff Gordon, the driver that Logan Sargent looked up to growing up. But Mother is kind of like, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it other than it's a feeling. As Chelsea Cruz way late on the brakes there. The 777 might be not used to that Lamborghini. That's one of those cars that barely move. It is not inappropriate, I don't think, but I could use some explanation from chat. As Carson Kass is giving Skinny Legend. That's a new one.
Where can I find signups for this championship? Asked Max BB. First off, Max, thank you very much for the follow here. My recommendation for signing up for the championship, so currently on SimGrid, you can find a link to our SimGrid right there. I'd recommend just following the community right now and following the Discord as well, the link as well in chat. We have the Hot Lap series that's going on right now, and that's done kind of individually on a Hot Lap server, a little bit separately. We also have the IRL Friend Swap race coming up very soon. That's going to be August 12th. That's tomorrow. We're doing the Friend Swap race. I didn't even realize that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're doing a friend swap race tomorrow. We got 13 people signed up, and what does that mean? That means that you have a driver swap in real life. So basically, if you have a sim rig, you drive for a certain amount of time, I think 10 minutes, then you swap out, give the other driver another session of their time, of ideally a rookie or whoever you would like. So get some friends, family involved, somebody who you'd like to share your passion with, and maybe they'll catch that bug of sim racing. We've had a lot of fun with that championship. I've worn a dyno suit during it in the past. It's a chaos and calamity championship always, and very fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think very fun is one of the words you could describe it. Very chaotic. Is Mike, what time is it tomorrow?
It is at a time of, double checking, 8 p.m. No, hold on, that's wrong.
Eastern?
I looked at no. I'm also, yeah, I should probably specify. 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. Eastern.
I actually might be racing in that. We'll see if I can get my entire front group to do it, because they will all be over at the house. We'll see if we can do that for something, maybe. I don't know. We'll see if we can do that. Kenneth Portis, though, the 84 car, is still chasing Quinn Smith here. It's now down to 7/10. He's not really losing too much, not really gaining too much. I think he's going to have to win their pit strategy here, and maybe he has to take a bit of a risk here. Pitting on the last lap, or they are a lap very soon. As Mother Mike means something related to Mariah Carey, but I know it's very high praise, so you're not getting a lot of high praise right now, I believe.
Yeah, fair. I don't blame you. Is what it is.
Screwed up.
Or if you don't have friends or family.
Mike's
Oh, that's also, yes, thank you, Rue, for reminding me. If you don't have any friends or any family, which, sorry if you do, you can drive a GT4 car in the race on your lonesome. But I would recommend getting somebody involved. Get your sister, get your friend, significant other, whoever you would like, whoever's available. Get your dad, your mom involved. It is a great time for everybody, and it's always, heck, go grab some random person off. Okay, maybe don't do that. We don't advise that. We do not advise that.
Hey, well, you could ask someone if you would like. You could ask someone in the Discord, maybe, if you've never met them, or ask someone in a different Discord, get the game, and drive on a controller. We'll see how tomorrow goes, because honestly, I love this kind of streams. The friend swaps are always just chaos, to say the least.
It's so much fun.
Chaos ensuing here. Wilson Fernandez. It seems like Kenneth Portis made a massive mistake. That 0.7 gap is decreased, I'll have to say, down to 1.7. Lost a full second this lap, and Wilson Fernandez is doing an excellent job to put pressure on this car here. The NSX machine is just absolutely doing everything he can to keep himself away, but honestly, it's the same issue that affected him at Spa earlier. He just didn't have the pace that everyone else did. But where you can see this car shine is the turns, and that's exactly what's happening here. Kenneth Portis, back on that back bumper here, needs to do the best at the turns, and the Mustang just beats him in the straights, unfortunately.
Yeah, just taking a look over at the pit wall, exclamation mark pit wall, if you are curious and looking for that, or if you are on the YouTube side of things, that is in the description, the link to the pit wall. Jason Provolone, fastest car in a straight line, the Ford Mustang GT3, 277 kph, and behind that, the Ferrari 296, actually, 275, ahead of the Aston as well, so the BOP is really playing a role, because normally you would expect the McLaren to be the absolute rocket ship on this track, but not the case, and also the Ford as well, to be fair.
Yeah, and speaking of McLarens, I believe Dennis. Where did Ricardo Rivera? Ricardo Rivera hasn't pit. He's just so much higher than I expected. He's in 4th right now, 6 seconds behind the car of Wilson Fernandez. He's losing time, to be honest with you. That's just a fact. He needs to pit right now or pit at the end of the race. Has to use a weird pit strategy if he wants to get back into this at this point. It's it's very tough for him right now. He really needs to get this act together in terms of pace, but it's hard to beat Quinn Smith when he's that good.
Yeah, we got a little bit of Lamborghini on Lamborghini action here. Two bulls locking horns, and let's hope they don't get too locked up with a collision here. It's going to be very close as they go on through Puan, managing to keep it clean for now. A little bit deep there for the lead one. That's going to be Jelson Cruz in the Barwell Motorsports Lamborghini. Behind him, Kevin Yu in the Fuchsia competition car. Old livery at this point, or will be the old livery in the future. This is the last, I guess, debut or last showing of this Fuchsia competition esports car. The orange themed, I guess, as all of the different Fuchsia cars have different colors on them. You can see the mirrors and the little stripes on them. And I think Vadik runs the purple or the blue, and so on and so forth. Different teams. Also, I guess, what is going on? When it comes to that, obviously they have the other Lamborghini of Drew Burakovsky, which is a little bit different for the Fuchsia, which I guess I don't understand that.
Maybe it's preference. It's like, hey, man, I want a red car, and then they give him a red car. But either way, Kevin Yu, seeing red right now, trying to get everything he can, forces a mistake there. Kevin Yu, ooh, my goodness! Avoids the bad rejoin there, but his teammate nearly gets collected. Jelson Cruz there cuts right back into the track. That'd be someone I'd be honking my horn at on the highway. To be honest with you, that was not the best, most elegant rejoin from Cruz. As Burakovsky manages to keep out of it. It's three Lamborghinis together. Burakovsky now going to be chasing that Lamborghini that his teammate once was earlier.
Indeed, he's going to try to keep on the back here as well. Bruno Pio chasing down Mason Perchalski for 8th position. He's in the slipstream. But we've seen actually how quick the Ferrari can be. The 296, the 2.9 liter V6 engine in the back with two turbochargers, two very, very large turbochargers, might I add, against this 5.4 naturally aspirated Coyote engine. And the Ferrari almost found a little bit of a line to the inside, but he backed out. Wait for another day here. Bruno Pio is in no hurry. Still 55 minutes and 26 seconds left in this session before these drivers reach the checkered flag.
Yeah, Bruno Pio here has been putting pressure on Mason. Mason just kept it straighter and really just been defensive when he needed to be, and not taking the racing line has been kind of the issue for Bruno Pio. Trying to force a mistake out of Mason by looking on the inside, looking on the outside, and it's just been really, really tough for him. But I do like Vadik that it is the brand relating to, so it's you can kind of choose the colors is what I understand with you guys, and that's super cool. It's a way to highlight a personal driver as well as having a very good format with the black in that section there. It's very recognizable when you see a Fuchsia red car versus a Fuchsia blue car. I know they're both Fuchsia cars just based on how they look.
Yeah, and there's very intricate design on it, absolutely lovely, easy to spot, which makes commentators very, very happy, just like Mason's car, to be completely honest. Very easy to spot. And also,
yeah, let's get a deep dive everything on this one.
Yeah,
we haven't done this one justice just enough.
First things first, though, I have to call out chat here. I do, in fact, know what Turbo is, and that's a great movie. I've seen that movie multiple times. It's that is a banger. Probably the best movie related to a snail. I have to agree.
Is it? I would need other ones. Is there a snail in Charlotte's Web? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know anything about Charlotte's Web, to be honest with you, but I would still say.
Wasn't there a snail in Ants? Or something like that? What was that movie with
I did not watch Ants. I was afraid of bugs as a kid. I actually was afraid of that movie.
Fair enough.
I refused to watch it, and I cried in elementary school because they put it on the TV, and I didn't want to watch it. It was like first grade. I think that was understandable, though, and a reasonable reaction from me. But Mason Pierachowski, that red-hot back of the car, the Jeff Gordon tribute livery is got somebody in the mirror here. It's Ford versus Ferrari on this section here. The 14 car doing everything he can to try and get around, but just Mason has a bit more pace in the right section there. Carson doesn't like to bug people, I guess. Yes, I'm really afraid to annoy people, actually. That's some more Carson lore for my last time here for the time being.
And Logan, wondering what type of knot I tie for my tie. Actually, I do a double Windsor, despite the fact that it doesn't look like a double Windsor. It's an attempt, but it is. It is.
Doesn't look like that.
It is a double Windsor, but it looks like a single Windsor. I'll be completely honest, but it's technically, I can assure you, it's a double.
The important part is that it looks good, Mike, and I think it just, I can kind of see it now, because I don't do a double Windsor. I do a single Windsor, but I don't know how to do double Windsor correctly. It looks very, very odd, but attempt or not, still classy, very, very true.
That's the plan. That's the
racing. Classiest driver, I think, really, in terms of outfit.
My dad also never taught me how to tie ties. Thankfully, there's this wonderful platform called YouTube, which, in case you were curious, we are also live streaming on. If you want to check out !YouTube in the Twitch chat, and shout out to all of the people over on YouTube. Great segue there, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Good job, Mike. Yeah, I could have congratulated you if you just sent me a DM. Mike tells me when to congratulate him, guys. It's actually true. He DMs me
I need the reassurance.
I need you to inflate my ego.
It's yeah. I need yes men around me at all times. Unfortunately, that's just how my my ego gets, inflated. I'm a Logan Paul. Okay, maybe let's not go that far. Definitely not Vegas. Quite there.
Fallout New Vegas reference. I'll just leave it there. Bruno Pio on that 14 car, still just doing everything he can to chase. Looks to the outside line. He's got a bit more pace than Mason. Needs a better exit. Very weird line. Kicks it right, kicks it back left, and Mason gets the advantage there because he took that. I don't know how to say other than normally. Bruno Pio, though, still has a chance here. He's real close to that back bumper, but he won't be able to make an overtake attempt here. Might look on the inside, but Mason is unbothered by that car behind him, to say the least.
He is going to be a little bothered on the curb, though, Bruno Pio, that is. Now heading down towards the Rouge Radia, and we've seen how quick the Ferrari is time and time again, but this is going to be a bit of a gap to thwart right now. This is the wrong button. I didn't mean to hit that one. That's okay.
Hey, let's
there, I was
on the inside of the car, but
it's hard. I don't know. I don't like that cam. Chat, let me know. Do you guys like this cam? It's the problem is I have the mini map, which kind of covers the direct line of sight. If I had the mini map off, it'd be a better cam, but it's just not quite as good, unfortunately. Why we do the front splitter.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't even have a theoretical degree. I can't even say I think about one, but I'm not even studying physics. I got the option to do physics, and I legitimately was so afraid of it I didn't even click on the class information. I didn't even want to consider taking physics. I'm so bad at math, guys. There's a reason I'm in the booth, not on track or anywhere else. I'm not great at math, but Wilson Fernandez pretty great at driving here. He's been all over the back end here, just trying his best to get around Kenneth Portis, but really hounding that defense, which has really hurt Kenneth Portis' race pace overall. He was at 2 seconds, but he's back down to 1.5. Quinn Smith slowly extending that lead.
I'm trying to catch up with chat here right now. I missed it too, apparently. I mean, I get the joke. It wasn't a good joke, to be fair. I get it. Oh, I have a Pat O'Ward fun fact. Thank you for reminding me. Did you know that Pat O'Ward is bilingual? I think everybody knows that, to be completely honest, but it's the best fact I got. He speaks both English and Spanish fluently, so there you go.
Yes, fun fact about me, I'm not bilingual. Wilson Fernandez right on the back end here. Quinn Smith lost some time because of Eric, to be honest with you. Lost about 5/10 because Eric kind of blocked him on that straight and didn't let him by initially. And going to be good here, but Kenneth Portis going to be stuck now behind Eric again, as that car is acting kind of as the barrier for what I guess is the team he owns there for Quinn Smith.
Also, more, we are so deep in the fun fact gutter right now. I should probably catch up with some. I'm so annoyed because, go ahead. Yeah. If you have some, send it. I hate reusing the ones that we've reused because we've commentated Spa 50, or at least I have commentated Spa 50 times in the past 2 months, and I know every fact pretty much off the back of my hand.
Oh, my. Yeah, and, you could talk about how the original layout for Spa was probably closer to the length of the Nordschleife, and it was all on public roads. You could talk about how the first Rouge Radion used to be a left-hander over a small stream, which was a Rouge, which I think means Red River. You'd actually go over that little stream, and then you'd come back on track, go back up towards the Camel Straight, but it used to really just be a less interesting turn, but a way more dangerous one, where people would just drive into the water, which, not awesome. There was no barrier, by the way. It was just a big bridge with kind of walls that the cars could just drive over.
What was the fastest lap time posted IRL after the new pavement was posted? Oh, I saw this actually. Hold on. I don't remember offhand, but I did see this. Because they just repaved Spa the beginning of this, or not at the beginning of this year, but kind of a couple months ago, and before the 24. But they just had the 24 there, or no, they did. Yeah, no, yes,
they did.
Yeah,
they had the 24 the week after it finished. Yeah.
very up-to-date and
What if you
modern.
drove a submarine?
What if you drove a submarine?
You'd have a problem with the rest of the track, other than that one spot. Really, I think you pilot it. No,
that's what I think you would pilot it. Mike, no, Logan, we're getting there. I have not ignored it, I promise you. Also, Gil Silverin has made a pit stop, come out in 18th position. He's behind CJ Engine, so needs to find a bit of ground. It's Gil Silverin. Started off great, but unfortunately has dropped quite a few positions throughout the entirety of this race, and he'll probably be somewhere around 5th or 6th position when all is said and done.
Yeah, Gil Silverin's been really, really good so far. The 400 car dropped like a rock, unfortunately, at the top of the grid, but for where their pace has been throughout the season, really, really good either way.
And Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, once went evil and destroyed the entire universe. This was after his city was nuked. That seems like a bit of an overreaction. I'm not gonna lie.
I kind of, the one problem I have with a lot of superhero plots is when they're not written out and the entire plot is something bad happened to the superhero, so he becomes evil and just has the worst overreaction you've seen in your life.
That's fair.
Flop era.
Nope, yeah. Battle will rage on here, though, with Bruno Pio and Mason Perchalski. Bruno is pretty hungry and looking for some positions. He's made ground up quite a bit already. He's remained where he is due to the fact that there are pit stops underway. He has not made his stop as of yet. There are still some drivers ahead of him that need to do so as well. Pretty much everybody in the top 16 or top 15 now, as Provolone has also pulled the trigger. About half the field is pit and half the field not. We're not even at that halfway point yet, so it's very early stops for a lot of these drivers, but our race leader, Quinn Smith, he's calm, cool, and collected, leading by about 2 seconds over Kenneth Portis. Wilson Fernandez trailing still by only a second.
As Carson, he was a male in the 90s, therapy wasn't an option. I think, yeah, but like, critical thinking for a guy who's a superhero, and where I was at that point, because I know what that section is. He's been there for quite some time. I'm not quite sure if that was not an overreaction, but I do understand, I suppose. Mike, do we want fun facts about me? Will that work?
Yeah,
for suffice
absolutely.
My final...
100%. Absolutely, send it.
Okay, I'm going to give you 2 because I'm not sure if I've said this one before. I couldn't smell until I was 16. Yes, till I was 16. 2022 was the first time I ever smelled in my life. And... I'm not very interesting. Hold on. I play flanker and the 6 and 7 in rugby, if you're curious.
There you go. Fun facts with Carson
Yeah,
Kass about Carson Kass.
Some people may have not heard that one. Just fatigue with quite the reaction, but sorry you smelled after others lost it due to COVID. It's the balance of the universe. That's true. It was something going wrong. There's Tyler McCullough. Best finish so far of his career. If he race ended right now, but 45 minutes to go, he gets around Consley and chasing Andre Alex Alfonso. Not yet, though. He's fully ahead, and I wouldn't be surprised that Aston Martin doesn't back off, but he's smart enough to do so. Tyler McCullough gonna be very under threat here, though. Gamer line from the Aston Martin as the car rejoins right at the wrong time. That Aston Martin barely gets out of the way. That's Jason Provolone, who nearly, I guess, blindside tackled the Aston Martin there.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's going to be holding on for now. For Tyler McCullough, great overtake. Ramsey Connolly kind of caught sleeping at the wheel there, and he tried. I love the attempt there to stick alongside for Oruge Radion, but you do have to back out. Going side by side through there is a death wish. And we got now more fun facts about chat. Logan Sargent fanboy apparently could not walk in between the ages of 10 and 12. What happened? I'm assuming a break or a sprain or something, or probably not a sprain, something much worse than that. And Pat O'Ward, fun fact, almost blinded yourself in one eye when you were 4. Oh, goodness. And Gutsy New Yorker NY, thank you very much for the follow as well.
Awfully fitting for tonight. Ramsey Connolly, the 510 car just doesn't seem to have the pace that Tyler McCullough does on that other end. He's been practicing a lot, and I've spoken to him briefly. He's the owner of Fear Nothing Moto, and he has proclaimed himself the worst driver in that organization, but he's the best of his drivers so far participating tonight. They'll be a full-time participant next season, so make sure you tune into that, as Mike will be not by himself, but without me next season, unfortunately. Heartbreak emoji, black heart emoji, because I'm Mike's emo now. Bruno Pio, though, on that inside line, and now outside. Thought about going past Mason Pierchowski, made a look, but Mason just, he's too far to really be bothered by Bruno Pio diving and ducking there. But Bruno Pio with an excellent exit here. He might have a threat here on Mason Pierchowski.
He's looking for it potentially into the first corner now. Tucks to the inside, but he backs out early. Just keeping him honest there, trying to force Mason into some form of mistake. He isn't going to be caught sleeping this early. Well, I guess this early in night. Found this league on SimGrid, thought about participating, does this series and stream, yes, not all series, most series do, and all of them are specified, the ones that do. The iRacing one, we'll see. We might be getting into the iRacing broadcasting soon, we might not be. I haven't fully decided on that one yet, to be completely honest. Either way, with all of the ACC stuff, yeah, pretty much all of the ACC stuff we're going to have is streamed, so definitely something to keep an eye on. We will have all of our league information released very, very soon. Keep an eye on the Discord, !Discord in chat, for all of the information very, very soon with all the calendars that are going to be coming out. So definitely keep an eye. And also on SimGrid, follow our SimGrid as well, where you'll be able to find any updates when those do arise. Update, though, for Bruno Pio. He is still trying at every opportunity, and no name, well, there's not going to be any chances either.
Yeah, won't make a name for himself there. Bruno Pio saw just a little bit of a gap there, tried to do everything he can, but unfortunately there's a lot of grass on that right side where he was trying to go into wall. Bruno Pio, the 14 car, seems to have more pace at this point now, but he just can't seem to get past Mason Pierchowski. Slowly, probably only a few tenths or a few thousandths faster than Mason every lap. But yeah, it's kind of just down to casting-wise if we have time. For some guys, because I know you are busy and our other commentator, Sagar, is busy, and I'm leaving for college, so it's, I'll be back at some point, so I don't know when it'll be, but we try to cast everything, is the general opinion there. Bruno Pio goes a bit wide and undoes all of his progress on this lap.
Yeah, unfortunately. And also, if you are looking to potentially get into commentary yourself, shoot me a message on Discord, Mike Nause in the TRACKILICIOUS Discord, and Sagar, also the MVP here. He's going to be taking over for a lot of things. Sagar, don't you worry. We'll be, I need to talk with you very, very soon anyways. I've been meaning to message you, but either way, not important or anything like that, don't worry. Mason Pierchowski still ahead of Bruno Pio with likes of Kevin Yu. Also, I didn't ignore your trauma, by the way. I was doing a plug, so it was just at the same time. Fun fact, you punched a kid in the 6th grade, then got no punishment. I also punched a kid in the 6th grade, but I got suspended for a single Friday for an in-school suspension, and then I just didn't show up.
You got suspended for some real weird reasons, in honesty, but...
I didn't get suspended for that, to be fair. I got kicked out of a class for spinning my pen. That is a fact. That's a Mike Nause fun fact right there.
Oh man, as my spin-off episode is starting, that is true. And if you do jump in the Discord, I will be posting the links for rugby broadcasting when I'm playing the sport. I won't actually be commentating it, so I will post them when I have them. I don't know how often we broadcast them or who broadcasts them, but I can tell you there will be one on September 13th when we play at Harbor.
There you go. We'll definitely be, I'll be there for that. Well, I won't be there for that, but I'll be watching it for sure. Watching Carson get decked by some 250-pound truck sticks out there on track.
Who are really, really much smarter than me in every facet, but... Carson not commentating means no reason to watch. No. Mike's the GOAT. We know Mike's the GOAT, but thank you, Logan. Such a fanboy. I'll take that as a compliment. You're just getting every time I come on here, you just get cooked. Like,
I'm used to it. It's fine.
So mean to you.
If people need to take their trauma out on me, I don't mind. I'm here for it. Okay, look, I'm here for it. I'm an accepting person.
Mike understands.
I don't get mad.
Please don't use Mike as your punching bag, though. But very something that we've not had a lot of tonight. Not a lot of punching bags out there. Nobody's really been absolutely brutalizing other cars. Bruno Pio on that outside line does a really, really good job just trying to keep it straight, and that's all he needs to do. Makes no mistakes. He's faster than Mason, but too many mistakes is really costing him. You change Carson. I don't really think... I think that's going to get me suspended and off the team if I did that, but I can do it within the rules, and I will try to do it within the rules, but... Unfortunately, when there's a 6'7", 250-pound individual there, I just don't know what I can do. The answer is actually go to the ankles, but...
If Mike has no more fans, just know I... Thank you, Zay. I appreciate that, Zay.
That's true. I'm Mike's #1 fan. Nobody else will take that from me. I'm Mike's #1 fan. None of you are Mike's #1.
Okay, everybody. Let's calm it down here. But Ramsey Connolly, he's getting a bit frisky himself right now as everything is starting to heat up. Tyler McCullough feeling the pressure himself. Both drivers still need to make a pit stop, but we're going to be down to the run of Eau Rouge and Radion. We're going to hop on the front splitter here of Ramsey Connolly. He's down to the inside, taking that alternate line onto the entry. I really don't like that, to be honest. You can see how much he has to lift as a result, and watch Tyler McCullough as he waves in the mirror and says goodbye because he took the proper line. Ramsey Connolly there, a bit conservative, to be completely honest. And, you know, one of the comments that I was talking with Darren McCormack at one point in time, and he made the comment of, we don't race for inches, we race for millimeters, and in my opinion, that was one of those instances. You got to put it all on the line if you are going to race with the best. Ramsey Connolly, obviously, is a very great driver, not trying to take anything away from him, but that would significantly improve his lap times there if he did maximize.
Yeah, or you could take the gamer line if you're really going to screw it up and you know you're going to screw it up. That's one thing you legitimately can do. You get 3 free speed tickets, and if you hit the 4th, then your tickets really catch up to you. You get a drive-through penalty. But if you only got 1 or 2 with 36 minutes left in the race, I wouldn't be so surprised to do that. But the gamer line, the best line, the fastest line. But does result in a bit of a slap on the wrist, and you keep getting slapped on the wrist till your arm falls off, unfortunately, Mike.
Yeah, exactly, and you never want that. That's what a lot of guys say. Hey, look, I just wanted to flex that I talked with Darren McCormack, okay? That was really the point of that one, to be completely honest. But yes, a lot of guys do say that. Like, no fun fact. Hold on,
not as cool and popular as Mike.
I missed it, Ryan. What fun fact? I missed it. Should be able. I missed your comment. Should cats be able to hunt all birds? Yeah, why not? Cats do their evolutionary thing, man.
I guess unless it's like an endangered bird, then we could probably.
Good luck stopping it.
Keep the bird away, but like, that's more.
Good luck
keep
stopping
the bird
the
away.
Cat. Yeah,
but yeah.
He's a cat. That's his job.
So it's
Conley
gonna go with the.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, heck yeah. You're not alone, Ryan. I know for a fact you're not alone as being a Glee lover. There are multiple Glee lovers in this chat right now, so you're gonna fit right in.
Almost sneezed. Kept it back. I won. Anyway, Connolly going to take the pit line there. He's going to go try and beat... Who was he racing? Mason Pierchowski in the pits. As Bruno Pio and Mason Pierchowski move up to 5th and 6th respectively. But now Bruno Pio. He's the new contender on the back bumper of Mason Pierchowski. As Bruno Pio is no longer worried about the car behind. The 14 machine just doing everything he can. And the section gives off... I don't know who Blaine is. I'm going to be real. I don't know anything about Glee. I have a lot of friends that like Glee. My roommate really likes Glee. My roommate is an acting major, but more fun facts, I have 3 cats.
I didn't even know that, to be completely honest. That one's even news to me.
I'm mysterious, Mike. I don't reveal all of my cards there. Mason Pierchowski is a bit wide. Bruno Pio unfortunately follows him. Has no opportunity to capitalize. Wouldn't have enough space anyway. That Ferrari's still stuck trailing. But, yeah, Luther, who is a very fat white and gray cat. He loves to eat. And then I've got Raja, who's not very fat, but she's a very large cat. She's a Maine Coon stray that we found. I don't know how we found a Maine Coon. That's like a $3,000 cat, but she's very large. Ooh. And then I have Richard.
Sorry to interrupt there. Richard is lovely, but Quinn Smith just came out of pit lane. He's behind Kenneth Portis. We've had
and 1.2 seconds is no gap to shake your head at, Mike. And that's pit strategy working out for Kenneth Portis. Let's check what happened there. Was it a bit of a stop issue?
Yeah, it's exactly what it was, and I think it might be down to Quinn Smith maybe putting in a little more fuel, maybe missing a pit box, but regardless, it cost him 3 additional seconds stationary, and Quinn Smith, that was pretty much the difference in what made it at the end of the day. He's going to be kicking himself for whatever that mistake is. Quinn Smith, though, still the fastest lap of a 2:18.4. Also, fastest lap of the new tarmac was a 2:15. Was it a 4? Hold on, I have to scroll up in chat a ways to find it, as I did read it. It was 2:15.3. There we go. So that is the best lap time overall, which is interesting, because I know the previous lap times were slower. Wait, what car is that, first off? I guess that's what I should probably... But
sorry. Yeah, I was very I'm very curious to see when what car said that. But Vadik, there is no fixed time stop. That's a GT4 Open and GT4 Rookies thing. Well, actually not Rookies because there's no stops on Rookies. But in Open, you have a 25-second stop timer. In the GT3 Sundays, you've just got a pit, and that requires entering the pits, stopping the car in your pit box for 0.1 second, and leaving the pits. So that could count as a pit stop. Don't put a single ounce of fuel in the car, but you're going to need to put fuel in eventually, especially at Spa with 75 minutes. You don't think it's the smartest idea to run with a full tank. We've seen it done before. Ali Raza, who sits fourth in the championship but isn't racing tonight, has coined that strategy and won many times off of it. But Kenneth Portis, really good on Quinn Smith's outlap there. He's up 2 seconds now on the driver behind.
yeah, and he's going to be trying to gain more and more right now, but Quinn not finding the pace, unfortunately. Last time around it was, well, out of his pit stop, so it's kind of an invalid lap, to be honest. Mason Perchalski still feeling the pressure, however, it's no longer from the Brazilian driver, it's now from Kevin Yu in the Future Competition Lamborghini. And Porsche claiming they did a 2:15.1, but they're not finding any evidence. Fair enough. I would believe Porsche, to be honest. I feel like they're too German to lie. Take that as what you will. But also, what Brittany are you talking? Are you talking about Brittany Force?
Mike.
What?
I'm gonna let chat have you on that one. But Kevin, you... Oh, yeah, I read that wrong, chat. I thought we were talking about Britney Spears. I was reading something else entirely different. I don't know why I thought... Why did I...
I don't know what you were thinking.
Kevin Yu tailing now. He's the next driver after Bruno Pio because Pio got through. He'll jump into the pits, and I just got a glance of that much new Fuchsia competition car. They cooked. They cooked. I'll send that over to you. That is a...
I already have it, but yeah.
You already got it?
Yep.
Vadik also arguing with me in the DMs if you're curious about being Mike's #1 fan.
Thank you all.
Thank you for your continued support, Vadik.
You know, now that we are in a little... Whoa, as I say that, that's Daniel Desjardins, unfortunately, with a bit of a wiggle. I think he was just getting out of the way of the front markers, but that's cost him now massively. He got gravel onto the tires, and then into the next corner, he significantly overcooks it. Needs to just dial it back for a few corners now and get it back under control. Not the end of the world whatsoever there for the Ferrari driver. He can still recover. Wilson Fernandez now battling with... wait a second. Wilson Fernandez has come out ahead of Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith has cost himself massively here tonight.
Yeah, and what Kenneth Portis needs to do right now is, I don't know how to put the, I'm trying to think of the safe for work way to put this, but he's got to hold on to his hat and just put that pedal to the floor. And I guess a combination of praying and skill will lead him away, but you need to use Wilson Fernandez as a blocker. Quinn Smith is already closing that gap in the same way he was increasing it. Very slowly. He's going to creep forward and just attack you very slowly. And as this race goes on, I think he's got a bit more fuel. But what you're going to see right now is that Mustang in a straight line. Quinn Smith is elite through a Rose Radion. He's taken it the best, I think, of anybody so far. And he will slowly, because of this turn right here, creep right behind you and make his way right there as Kevin Yu picks up a drive-through. Probably for extending track limits one too many times. Wilson Fernandez, though, under pressure from both cars. Really trying on the other end. Rather, Kenneth Portis under pressure from Wilson Fernandez, who's under pressure from Quinn Smith himself.
Yeah, this is going to get probably a bit aggressive at some point here, as keep in mind this is a championship battle. Quinn Smith, he needs to finish ahead of Kenneth Portis. There is no question about that if he wants to take the win of the championship, or is there? Carson, you're going to have to math that one, because now that I'm looking at it, what if they tie? Are they going to tie if they finished in this order? It's tough to math.
Locked in.
And
if it was first and second, no, there's a 5-point gap, and they're second and third respectively. If it was Ricardo Rivera in first and Kenneth Portis in third, then it would be a tie. But Ricardo Rivera in first right now, yet to pit. The drivers are.
Oh, that's Desjardins.
What happened?
That was Desjardins again. It's just been a bad day.
Yeah. Fast driver, unfortunately. very aggressive, and not against other cars sometimes, but against the track. Practices a lot. Really, really good driver. Bright future ahead. I think they'll be competing, honestly, for the championship at some point if they keep on keeping on, for lack of a better way to put it, but very, very quick, and I think sometimes just gets a bit ahead of themselves. Is the top three, relatively, of drivers that haven't pit are all together right now. Mason Pierchowski going to be passed by all three of these. He's taking the pit route. Same with Drew Burakovsky. He's a bit farther down, but this is really, really, really interesting. I'm very curious. Everybody's going to come out here. Ricardo Rivera might have the strategy patted down, but I think it's not going to be the right one.
We'll certainly see. I mean, Ricardo Rivera obviously starting in the back. He's had to make up as much ground as he possibly can. He's doing everything at this stage. The gap is quite marginable, though, considering the fact that this is the longest pit lane on the calendar. Down to the Lacombe chicane, though. This is going to be Wilson Fernandez trying potentially. No, he's just gaining into the brakes there. That BMW looks so extremely planted. And is that going to be Kenneth Portis overdriving slightly? I'm not sure. Looked a little bit out of shape there, but managed to keep it under control for the most part. But is this the pressure building? It's one of the questions that I often ask. The pressure, it can turn you into a diamond, or it can crack you into a million pieces, and we've seen both over this championship.
Wilson Fernandez is currently sat in 4th, 5th right now. We'll move up to 4th automatically by finishing this race, because how close he is to Ollie, but really, really good races from him, and he's got the pace at certain tracks, and he does at Spa. And the only reason he didn't win at Spa last week is because he got 2 weeks ago rather, is because he got disconnected. And that's a good back marker situation there. Daniel Desjardins not wanting anything to do with the leaders there. Pulls out to the right side off the racing line. Does his best there. I think the engine is kaput, for lack of a better term if you're a German. Quinn Smith there, though, just absolutely hounding this back bumper here. But Kenneth Portis, credit where credit's due, had slower laps than both of these guys beforehand. Has kept it just good enough to stay ahead, for now, of Wilson Fernandez as I look at the exits there.
Yeah, he's trying his heart out, but can he find it? He has a lot of heart, we know it, but he has to show it tonight. This is where it's going to matter. Does he have it to win the championship? Quinn Smith. Now, Carson, I know you have the sheet. Is this the first championship? Either way, Wilson Fernandez goes to the outside of the bus stop chicane. If he keeps it alongside for long enough, it's going to be the inside, and it is. Wilson Fernandez has to run him a little bit wide, and that's going to allow Quinn Smith potentially an opportunity at least to get by Kenneth Portis. They're going to go side by side now. Outside is going to have to be the line for Quinn, but no, he's going to change it up. And now it's still side by side. Wilson Fernandez keeps it honest to the out, goes deep though, and that's going to be Kenneth Portis fending the position off. It's not done yet though. Down to the Eau Rouge Radion complex. This is a close battle. Quinn Smith getting a very antsy as he dives out of the slipstream, takes an alternate line there into the entrance. All three drivers have a solid line through the corner complex. Now on to the 6.6 mile straight. Wilson Fernandez, he feels the inside, but he chooses the out. It's going to be a defense now to the inside for the likes of Kenneth Portis. Can he hold on? No, he cannot. That's going to be position gain for Wilson Fernandez, and what a challenging position, but he manages to make it happen. Quinn Smith trying to pick up the scraps, but he's going to have to wait another time.
Yeah, Quinn Smith right in the back corner panel there. Has to dive out of the way. This time, no, he's not going to be so lucky. Right on the inside of Kenneth Portis. Almost colliders into the back end there, but he backs out. Kenneth Portis, bit of an advantage there. Quinn Smith slightly wide. That was inches away from disaster for these two drivers, Mike.
Very, very close, and they need to be honest here as both of them are in championship contention. If they take each other out, that could potentially, who knows, put Ricardo Rivera into conversation for this. You never really know. Ricardo, though, at this stage, still leading the race. Has to make his pit stop, though, and lapping relatively similar times, to be honest, to these drivers. These are your provisional leaders as it stands. Well, I guess, yeah, I mean, once everything is all said and done, these are the leaders of the non-pit stop runners. They are approaching Tyler McCullough right now, very at least about 40 seconds off the back. But as it stands here, I do want to take a moment while this battle has kind of had a second to pause, although this is probably the worst possible time because it's the final quarter complex. I do want to run that, I need to run an ad here at some point because we are going to be getting into that mandatory space of where I have to do that. But we're going to keep an eye on the battle between Quinn Smith and Kenneth Portis.
And hold off for the non-subs. We'll keep this battle going on this other side. Quinn Smith, though, faster in a straight line. He's going to have an opportunity. Looks towards the inside, backs out. The 888 car. Oh, my goodness, just so close on that back bumper of Kenneth Portis. He'll have another attack option here. Portis, though, on much, much better of an exit. Smith tries to get every bit of traction he can, but I don't know what happened. Kenneth Portis just kind of shifted like into super gear. He had like nitrous in the car.
Yeah, definitely found a little bit there out of nowhere, it seems. And yeah, sorry, we are glossing over some things because chat's rolling quickly and the racing's rolling quickly too, as much as I hate to say it. I'm reading everything. I just unfortunately don't have. I'm not even reading everything, honestly. I'm missing some things too, but I'm trying. We got 2 chats to pay attention to here tonight, and a lot of racing as well. And it's
barely paying attention to either. Yeah,
it's been tough.
Hey, you guys are here for the racing, I think. So we'll try and put that first as kind of the general thing. Quinn Smith, though, again, right on that back bumper of Kenneth Portis. You might have another chance of this section here. Hangs that right side. He tried earlier. He's going to not look at that inside line, just not as close as he was earlier. Kenneth Portis seems to pick that lineup. It seems he's just been a bit faster than Quinn Smith. They're right equal. But some laps he just doesn't get it through Rose Radion just quick enough. And Quinn Smith slowly, like the Jaws theme, creeping in the back of Kenneth Portis' mirror here.
Yeah, and he's trying
Chat is really entertaining.
It is extremely entertaining, too much so sometimes, where yeah, it's a lot to pay attention to. It's just, there's a lot happening, and we thank you all for being here and putting up with our shenanigans all the way through. I really need to find a time to run an ad at some point in time, but these guys are not giving me the chance. I know as soon as I do it, it's going to just unfold and everything is going to capitulate, but I'll do it at the end of Lacombe if they don't make an overtake here.
Yeah, Quinn Smith here, the 888 car. Goodness me. Has been really, really quick, of course, throughout the entire season. Is only where he is right now because of 20 penalty points for a DNS. And that's a do not start for those wondering. Was going to miss Spa, said he was going to miss Spa, didn't miss Spa. But one heck of a run here. He's going to have an opportunity. The 888 car into this section here, turn 16. Going to be right alongside, or trying to make his way alongside. Kenneth Portis has to cede some space here. On the outside line goes Quinn Smith. Portis doesn't defend it. The 84 car, inside line for him. It'll turn to the out. Quinn Smith a bit dip on the curb, and they make contact, clatter together. And right there may have been Quinn Smith's championship hopes going up in flames.
That very well may be the deciding moment. Quinn Smith got a little big for his britches there. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. As we go back, we're going to pretty much be into the thick of it immediately. To the outside there, Quinn Smith gets loose, clobbers the curb, and sends Kenneth Portis to the shadow row. Well, not really, sends himself to the shadow row, to be completely honest. And Kenneth Portis walks away smiling despite the damage that he picked up there on the side. However, Carson, you know what this gives me a chance to do? I'm gonna run an ad now. So we're gonna run an ad real quick, chat. First up, I'm gonna run the TRACKILICIOUS ad, the one that we just made today. So thank you guys for that. If you guys are looking for a track day in the Waterford Hills area in Michigan, well, more information heading your way. Join TRACKILICIOUS for our bonus track day at Waterford Hills on August 31st. Register for as little as $1 with our new Pay What You Want program. Beginners and experts welcome to drive 5 20-minute sessions on track. Bring the whole crew along for family-friendly fun with our sim racing setup, Power Wheels course, and playground on site. Limited to only 52 spots. Sign up while you can. Link in our bio. August 31st, TRACKILICIOUS Open Track. So there we go. That is going to be the track day coming up very, very soon. Waterford Hills, August 31st. Head on over to trackilicious.com/what's next or up next. There we go. Link in chat if that is something that suits your fancy. Whether you're new to the track day scene or a veteran at hand, it is welcome to absolutely everybody. It doesn't matter what car you bring. You can bring your beater Corolla. It does not matter. It got cut off. Oh my goodness, I hit the button. That's okay. I hit the button early because I tried to time it. Whoops. That's okay. I also have to run the Twitch side ad too, so apologies to the non-subscribers, but hit that subscribe button if you don't want ads. Either way, back at it here. The battle between the championships seems to have subsided for now, at least for the time being. Wilson Fernandez leading this race. Is he going to be the one here to win? That's the question. Wilson Fernandez, I didn't quite have him winning this race in my bingo card, but it very well may be tonight for the Brazilian.
Bit of a Ross Chastain situation, as Ross Chastain last year didn't make the championship in NASCAR, but, you know, won the last race anyway, because NASCAR is a really weird championship format where you can just win races and not be involved in the championship, even though you won the last race of the year and had more points than everybody else. It's slightly strange, but hey, you know what? Whatever. But Ross Chastain, the Melon Man, 7th generation watermelon farmer, a lot in common with Wilson Fernandez right now.
And not farming watermelons either, in case chat was curious.
That's not the part that's in, yeah.
I just had to clarify in case anyone was confused, you know? You never know.
Yeah, it's it'd be pretty impressive if he did. I don't know much about him. He hasn't filled out the form that we take a look at, or forgot existed partially, but
I always forget.
take a look
I need to pin that. That's...
Mine is
Watermelons
pinned, I
are my
just don't
fave berries. That's a hot take, to be honest.
Is that a berry?
I believe it is. I would believe that it is.
Oh, well, yeah, because it's... Yeah.
It
I mean, it grows the same way a grape does, yeah.
But it has a rind, though. Does making it have a rind make it different? See, I don't know.
I don't know. It's like a hard-shelled grape, but like a really, really big grape.
It's like peanuts aren't nuts. They're legumes.
Yeah, that's not true. I refuse to believe that.
No,
And,
but it just
science,
is.
I don't care about science on this one, Mike. Don't let people lie to you and tell you peanuts are not a type of nuts. I almost just probably said the worst thing imaginable that would have been clipped
that's
instantly.
okay. That's
you know what I was
okay.
about to do.
No comment. Either way. So does that make a kiwi I mean, I guess a kiwi would be a berry then, huh? Yeah, fair enough. That's odd to think, but...
I just hate legume science, I think, is just the general deal there, Adam Strange. But now that the action has subsided, we can truly dive ourselves into what has been the most supportive chat I think I've seen on any really ACC stream that we've had, really any community. I don't think there's anybody like you guys, and I mean that in the best way. It truly feels like I'm talking to a group of people that are seriously invested in what I'm watching, or what I'm broadcasting, and invested in us as people. So it's super interesting to see that, and invested in everything of that sort. So it's very nice, Mike. Very, very nice.
It really is, and it means a lot, and I still don't understand how you guys put up with me and Carson and whatnot, but hey, I appreciate it beyond words, honestly. If you had asked me this 3 years ago, or told me this is what I would be doing 3 years ago, I would never have believed you, because I am an introvert, despite what people may believe. Yeah, I'm a massive introvert, but yeah. Bruno Pio here. He's found the back of Mason Perchalski once more. These two, this is a fight that never ends, it seems. Now, one thing, both of these drivers did not take tires. They both elected just to go for fuel in their pit stop, so they're both going to be battling on old rubber behind them. That's going to be CJ Engine. He also didn't take tires, and Andre Alex Afonso just came out of pit lane behind them. Quinn Smith, though, up in 7th position. He did elect for it, and all the top 3 runners went for a tire change.
Oh, on that outside line against Mason Perchalski, sorry. The 24, or the 10 car with the 24 on the side there just didn't have enough. Bruno Pio dived to that outside line and just took it perfectly. CJ Engine there. Immediate pressure onto Mason Perchalski. Won't have much of an opportunity. I did not expect him to get that overtake. He got one heck of a run that came from nowhere.
Yeah, certainly. I was looking at my other monitor. I was not even expecting that to happen, but he managed to stick it alongside there. Now, we have another fun fact. In case you guys were curious, this track is 1,475 Mercedes AMG GT3s long if you stretch them out bumper to bumper. There you go.
Interesting. Thank you. We should get Yuki Tsunoda's. Lengthen Yuki Tsunoda's.
You know, I mean, that's definitely a math that we could do. It's...
Adik attempting to get Mike to crown his #1 fan. I don't think Mike will ever crown #1 fans. Everyone's Mike's favorite if you're in this chat,
yeah,
to be honest. But thank you very much, Zay from 301. Yeah.
And you don't know what to do with that information, Neil? Well, congratulations, you now have it.
I'm trying to think of a Carson Kass fun fact to accompany it, but I don't have anything.
That's
Oh,
all right.
I went on a hike. I hiked for 1 month last year, and I was in the Michigan woods for an entire 34 days, and that was something. That happened.
Heck yeah. Ooh, CJ Engine. Getting a bit of a wiggle on there. Mason Perchalski gonna be kind of smiling at that, maybe finding some opportunities. Carson met with Miley Cyrus once. It'd be a fun fact. It's source, trust me, bro.
Of course, I envisioned it.
heard rumors that Mike and Beyonce. Why is everyone saying that that Beyonce is my best friend and that I know Beyonce? Yo, if anyone's, I mean, look. All I'm
Beyonce,
saying,
if you're watching,
like, if you are Beyonce, if you're watching, you know, call me. Have my people your people can contact my people. You know, like we can get in touch. Like I say, just have your team contact my team, and everything will be good.
Is your team just like you when you're offline?
Yeah, I don't have a team. Yeah, that's the gist. I am the team. Yes.
One-man team. No I in team. There is no team. So it's just me. But there's no I in me. Think about that. That's deep philosophical there. As CJ Engine, he's been thinking up some good lines here. The 55 car is just quicker than the 2 cars ahead. Slowly closing in on Mason Pierchowski, but his own little wiggle there has lost his opportunity there. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets Mason Pierchowski in the straight here. Obviously, we'll have to see. There's no real overtaking option in this section of the track unless somebody makes a horrendous mistake and you have fortitude below the belt. The 55 car has no mistake to capitalize on them.
There's an Ian team and an Ian Mike. Coincidence? I think not. You can't spell team without me, so just is what it is. Don't think about it too hard. Don't think about it too hard, okay?
I just want to highlight how great this community is. Vomolik goes, DMs me, out of nowhere, goes, hello, test. Sends me the message, and the next thing I get is the image of me doing, like, the mic, hands on the head. Just no warning.
He's
Guys,
also
I cannot
just sent
say
me
how much I love this community.
I've also just got one of Sagar from Vomolek as well, so that's pretty good. Thank you, Vomolek. Mike, Trackalicious TikTok has been going crazy. We have a Trackalicious TikTok. Has China officially, they've gone and they've hacked our TikTok and just taken it over? I mean, I hope they have, honestly, as long as they're linking us properly. Oh, Mason Pierchowski spins. CJ Engine with a tag. Mason bottles it under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a bit of a GT4 Open hangover there. Slides the car. Champion of the GT4 Open there. But 9th place overall, just lost 8th. Very, very tough. But my friends keep sending me memes on TikTok about Trackalicious. How are there memes about Trackalicious?
Because I know that some people, well, I don't know about memes, but I know some people do like clips and stuff. Like I know Potts Weaver, he does clips on his Instagram and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't, it'd be fair enough. As long as you guys are using proper credit, that's all I really care. But yeah, that's, we are active on Instagram. We're active on, well, mostly active on Instagram when I'm not lazy and want to do the clips. It's tough, but we're mostly active on Instagram. We're active on YouTube as well. The official Trackalicious.
Saw one about Mike and Beyonce hanging out. This is true.
At a beach in Mexico too. Whoa, that was that is not supposed to be public. In that, I don't know how that got out.
Oh man, I do want to point something out, and you've highlighted it perfectly. I was actually about to talk about it. Quinn Smith was 3.2 seconds after the accident away, and you might be noticing that Kenneth Portis is very, very close. Now that incident happened at 18 minutes. Now we're back halfway to that distance. 9 minutes remaining in the race. He's got 2 seconds and 9 minutes. He's got 1 second with 9 more minutes. Quinn Smith right now is on pace to beat Kenneth Portis by a full second, but it will not be that easy. Yeah, Kenneth Portis' time has been increasing as he goes, but I don't know, Mike. Quinn Smith has been very, very quick, but Kenneth Portis, I think, will be defending like no other tonight.
It's one thing to overtake. Oh, I messed it up. Dang it. As the late, great Murray Walker once said, it's one thing to catch, it's another thing to overtake. How did I bottle that?
Yeah, and Portis hasn't been too aggressive on the defenses, and I think that may increase as Kevin, you right all over the back bumper of Devin Anthony there. That Mustang has got a rearview mirror full of Fuchsia Competition Esports there. The 45 car just inches away in what is a very, very dangerous turn. Very, very big confidence from Kevin Yu here, who seems to be running much, much faster, just based on how late he is breaking into the turns. That Mustang, just not as good as Kevin Yu is in those turns.
Yeah, Kevin's got to be careful, though. Make sure he gets his braking zones right. If not, that Lamborghini's going to turn into a wedge, and we're going to be seeing how Nissan Micros are made, and, well, we're not looking to see that here tonight.
look a little bit like a pug with its face smashed in, unfortunately. The 45 car is not much better of an exit there. It's going to be stuck behind on that end, but it's because the Mustang's really, really fast in a straight line. And as you said once, the great Mike Nause quoted, enough torque to pull down an elephant.
That's not what I said. It's to tenderize an elephant.
Oh my gosh, this is way worse. You're right. To tenderize an elephant. I'm really good at quoting Mike, guys. I just lied to you.
Enough torque to pull down the Sistine Chapel or enough torque to tenderize an elephant. Those are, yeah, you could steal either one of those. That's fine. That's how Mike rizzed up Bay. True. Slay.
Gosh,
Yas.
Ugh. Kevin, you. A bit of a better exit there, but again, it just seems like pretty equally matched drivers, but one driver is way, way faster in the straight line, and the other one's way, way faster in the turns. That's just the characteristics of the car. Carson took physical damage there. Yeah, it was kind of like getting poisoned. That's the best way I can describe it.
Quinn Smith. He's caught the back of Kenneth Portis. Last time around a 2:17.4, this time a 2:17.4. Both drivers into the 17s. Fastest lap, by the way, for somebody asking Rue in chat, 2:17.1. Quinn Smith has a fire lit under his seat right now, and he is trying to put the pressure on. Ricardo Rivera comes out of pit lane in the race lead. The alternate strategy here has blindsided everybody, including us, and he is now leading by not just 8 seconds, he's leading by 10 seconds.
Ricardo Rivera, which I did not notice, has had the fastest pace overall average by about 0.2. I don't think he's gone below the 2:17 mark, except the fact that he's pitted this lap, and the fact he left the pit this next lap. I think Ricardo Rivera has had the most insane, how did he do that? Ricardo Rivera has been on an unreal pace. He was only 40 seconds ahead. He was only 60 seconds ahead. He's gotten 10 seconds in the last few laps because of the fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. But I still don't know where the rest of the time went, to be completely honest. You're 100% right. Ricardo Rivera leads this race now, and he's going to win the championship. I mean, barring a mistake, Ricardo Rivera has sealed himself this championship off the back of brilliant strategy. He started in P16. He's gained 15 positions to gain the race lead.
Mulek just found an image of me from the start of senior year. Sorry, that just blindsided me. Do not look my name up on Google. Please do not. You will get scary images of me when I had hair down to right about here. But Ricardo Rivera's 787 car, that is unbelievable, Mike. I have no idea. That's a miracle. That's a miracle and a half from Ricardo Rivera. He put it down 2:17.5 was the minimum lap he set. That was incredible stuff from Ricardo Rivera. The 787 car had the pace, started 16th, and now he's in first. Very reminiscent of Lewis Hamilton in 2021 in Brazil. That's the only way I can really compare how good of a drive it's been for him.
Yeah, this is incredible. The Puerto Rican driver, I think, has sealed himself firmly the race lead here. Wilson Fernandez lapping quicker. Now, we need to keep in mind here, this is going to be down to the pace of the new tires versus the old. Ricardo is already getting gained on. It was a 10-second gap out of pit lane. It's now down to 7.5. 2.5 seconds gained in one lap. Is it going to be enough to close? We'll see. Again, it's one thing to catch. It's another thing to overtake. And with 4 minutes left, I don't see that gap coming down, barring any sort of spin, barring a collision, or maybe a back marker in an inopportune time. But even that is going to be a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I have no idea how Ricardo Rivera did that. Like, that is legitimately the craziest thing I've seen in quite a while. But Kenneth Portis and Quinn Smith are now, I think that fire on Quinn Smith has really just been lost. Lost 1/10 that lap. And I think just is not, I think they both realized where the standings are at this point. They both dropped 5/10 the last lap previously. I think it's a bit of a tough one. But actually, I lied. Do look up my name. Go read my articles. Go pump out my article views. In my school journalism account. You can see my bio there, but yeah.
Quinn Smith here, battling for P2 in the championship at this time. This is still on for points. Is it, now that I look at it? For P3 and P4, the difference in points is going to be roughly 4 points difference separating Quinn Smith and them is going to be currently 3 points.
It'll be
so it is whoever
seconds,
finishes ahead, yeah.
Yeah, that is tough for both these drivers who were probably driving this thinking that battle was for the championship. And they take a quick look up to the top left of their screen, and Ricardo Rivera is 10 seconds gone. Wow. I did not help to write Ocean Eyes. I'm not very good at writing anything fictitious, or rather fictitious poetic, with real moxie and real empowerment. I write articles about basketball and stuff.
Mike taught Oscar Piastri to drive Source, just trust me, bro. Yeah, true. I did teach a karting school at one point in time in my life, but I don't think Oscar Piastri was one of my students, though I wish he was. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be very, very cool. Maybe one of those kids that you've coached will go on and do greater things, but
there's a couple
I don't
of
think
them.
there's ever...
No doubt.
I don't think I've ever heard
couple.
of any of them, but yeah.
Mike threw the first brick at Stonewall. Source, just trust me. Actually, I probably shouldn't say that. He was not a great general, wasn't he? Or at least he was a general for the wrong side, now that I think about it.
That is the wrong thing. That is a completely different topic. I'm going to stop you there on that one. But,
I'm going to stop myself. Quinn Smith.
Kevin you there was chasing. Quinn Smith chasing as well. We've got the Kenneth Portis machine there on that other section, but yeah, nowhere even close.
I don't know what other.
I'm gonna send you something.
Okay. See, this is why we need meme translators, everybody.
This is not a meme. This is this would be positive on your end, I think, for you. But Quinn Smith on the other end, the 888 car has been very, very quick on that other end. The the NSX just right there on that back end has just gotten a little bit more pace on that other section, and just really, really trying everything he can to get Kenneth Portis here. But I have to imagine that both of these drivers have slashed a little bit down in their chair.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think so at this point. I mean, it's still battling for P2, battling for the pride. You want to finish ahead here if you're Quinn Smith, and Kenneth can't be caught sleeping at any point in time. Still with Wilson Fernandez 3.5 seconds ahead, anything can happen. A mistake is going to be a chance. However, looking at the times, I think this is going to be it, folks. This is the final lap. Ricardo Rivera has done it. He's won the championship, and he's done it in style. Started in P15, rounding the bus stop chicane. Now Ricardo Rivera, the Puerto Rican E-Racing Club member, takes home the championship as well as the race win. Maximum style points as well.
The hat trick from 16th to 1st. That's his third championship in Trackalicious. The Puerto Rico E-Racing Club driver. Just amazing stuff from him tonight. Second overall in the race. Fourth overall in the championship. Wilson Fernandez will lead Kenneth Portis to the line, who will finish second in the championship, with Quinn Smith just behind them. An excellent championship battle from them, reminiscent of the Cars movie, with the King, McQueen, and Chick Hicks there. But Casey Schude, the six-shooter, coming in fifth here. That Aston Martin, the Black Rifle Coffee Company, has got a boost of energy to the line. Finishes above Matt Arteam with his Matt Arteam's highest finish of the season. The 414 Audi to the line is not under threat. He'll be 6th overall. 7th will be Bruno Pio, just behind him, and behind them, CJ Engine and Mason Pierchowski.
CJ Engine's out of fuel.
Oh.
CJ Engine is going to be needing a helping hand to the line here. He's on the downhill. Mason Pierchowski's going to take P8. Wait, he yielded. Never mind. He's not out of fuel. He was waiting. He must have done something that in his mind wronged Mason, and he just wanted to hand that back. He felt bad about something.
I think he may have screwed it up as well. He lost 2 positions instead of 1, so hopefully he was hoping to let by the car ahead of him, Jelson Cruz. I really hope. But either way, that's really the right thing to do if that's what you think you did something wrong. And I have to say, that's actually very respectable. I think that's something we see a lot around here that we don't anywhere else, is the respect level. And everybody here is really, really good. We encourage respect, I think, way more than other leagues really do. And you treat your other driver like they are yourself. The golden rule here. We encourage the golden rule here at Trackalicious. Treat others as you'd like to be treated. But, guys, top 3, join that green room. Huh? How about that? Green room?
Let's get the top 3 in there. We're looking for Ricardo Rivera, Wilson Fernandez, and Kenneth Portis. All 3 of those drivers can welcome themselves in there, and we have Ricardo Rivera. I'd like to do Ricardo Rivera last, ideally, for obvious reasons. So we'll maybe hold off on that and see here in a second. He's going to be very excited, and I'm definitely eager to get that interview underway. But I guess while we wait, we can let's digest that a little bit, dissect that race. We're Ricardo Rivera, dominant strategy all the way around, 15 positions gained, no questions asked. That was a championship drive if I've ever seen one. Wilson Fernandez as well, back. He's back, baby. Wilson hasn't had a great result like that in a while. P2 finish up 3 positions from 5th, and Kenneth Portis even from where he started.
Yeah, if you're curious about the overall Trackalicious championships, I do think that's a good point to argue out. Ali Raza leads the pack with 7, Renata Dornales with 5, Andy Borchers with 4, and Ricardo Rivera will slide himself into 3rd place overall, or 4th place overall on that list with 3 to his name, the hat trick, the triple crown, whatever you want to call it. Nobody else with less than 1, or more than 1.
And we have all 3 of our drivers for interviews here tonight. Let's get this underway and start off with Kenneth Portis II. Kenneth, how's it going?
Oh, it's going. I'm tired. That was a lot of work. How you guys?
Yeah. Quinn Smith keeping you honest the entirety of that race. My goodness, I thought you guys were battling for the lead there, and then Wilson Fernandez ended up getting ahead of you. And then out of nowhere, where the heck did Ricardo Rivera come from? Did that surprise you at all?
It didn't surprise me. I always knew that the taking no tires and whatever the smallest amount of fuel that you could take was always going to be the fastest. But with the starting out with the green track, my job at first was to make or put a lot of pressure on Quinn Smith, get him to burn up his tires. He was starting to struggle, and I was doing the math in my head, and I was like, well, if I take a pit and take tires, I might be able to run him down. And I was looking at Rivera's times behind me, and at the pace that he was doing at the time, I was certain that I would be at least right on top of him when he came out the pits. But as the laps went down, his pace was still just as strong as it was last time. Apparently he did a good job of taking care of those tires, and he got up the field pretty quickly, a lot quicker than I thought.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, you got to give some credit to yourself here. You did manage to finish in front of him. While he did everything right, you seemed to do everything just that little bit more right and took the 3rd position there, which secures you P2 in the championship, I think, off of before penalties and before anything. I think just preliminary scores you 2nd in the championship. That must feel pretty good.
It does feel good. It does. And of course, the goal was to try to get the win, but the only way to do that was to win outright. I wasn't sure I had the pace to do so, but it was a good opportunity. But I can't complain. I am happy with today's performance and this season performance overall.
Yeah, I certainly would not be disappointed, and looking forward to next season as well to have you back and potentially battling for the crown there. Now, before we move on, though, Kenneth, is there anyone that you'd like to thank for this P3 here tonight?
Let's give out a shout out to the boss man, Eric Gukasian. And of course, all the admins do a lot of work. I know how that goes, so a big thanks to everybody who puts on the show. And yeah, thanks for having it, and we'll see you guys next time.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Kenneth Portis, everybody, your P3 finisher in the race, P2 in the championship. Have a good night, Kenneth.
Good night.
Up next, we have Wilson Fernandez, the 888 Brazilian, who I think Carson has had a chance to catch up with.
Wilson, you had a really good race there. Almost won overall. Then I think you may have been blindsided by Ricardo Rivera coming out that quickly if you didn't expect it. But I mean, it was an amazing race. It's one of your highest finishes overall, and you had a really good recovery, 8th and 6th to start the year. Not really where you wanted to be, but great recovery, and you finished 4th overall in the championship. First question I have: did you expect Ricardo Rivera to be out there?
Hello, guys. Yeah, I didn't expect it. He can't make he could made the recovery on front of us, because track was green and fast long time, so I thought the tires would be destroyed at the end. So he did a nice pace. He was a monster on these conditions, and to save the tires from not late to Ribeiro was a incredible race. And the parts and the Swift was great battle too. We are three on the same pace. It was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And one more thing I wanted to add is you've had some difficult championship results recently. What does it really feel to get back into the thick of things, back into contention with your first podium of the year? Of the season.
Yeah, season was not so lucky, but it was great. Great battles. It was a nice season.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Wilson. Does anybody like to thank before you go?
I want to thank you guys for the hard work. All guys from the TRACKILICIOUS. That's amazing work. And send a big hug to the Vacuum Racing team.
Yeah, and good luck to your team in the 6 hour coming up on the 24th. But thank you very much for talking with us, and have a great night, Wilson.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Now, the one that you've all been waiting for. We have the championship winner, not just the race winner, the overall winner of everything, Ricardo Rivera, the Puerto Rican E Racing Club member. Ricardo, how does it feel? Talk us through it.
It feels great. Right now I still don't believe it. I wasn't expecting to get through the field firstly that quick. I think the first 2 laps was the key to this victory. Firstly, not getting any damage or involving any incident with the slower cars in front of me, and navigating through them really quick without actually losing that much time. I remember that when I went already to like P5 or something like that, I was still like doing the same lap times as the top 3. So
yeah, that was one of the comments.
Actually
Oops, sorry.
Was able to get through the traffic without losing that much time.
That was one of the comments that Wilson ended up making there, saying how just insane your tire management was over the course of that 75 minutes. I don't think really many people, I know Wilson said, or the couple people did, but Carson and I in the booth had absolutely no idea that was the strategy you were going for, and you came out in the lead 10 seconds ahead of Wilson Fernandez. Did you plan that out the whole time? Was that the strategy going into this race, or was that just kind of how the cards fell?
Yeah, that was the strategy the whole time. It paid off the other time that the race that got cancelled. The same strategy, and I don't know, I didn't get any disbelief that it wouldn't work because of the green track. Those first laps, I think the tires get to temperature really well because I was, I don't know, navigating through traffic and not pushing that hard as I will be if I was in the lead or something. And I think that was, I don't know, the tires felt good at the end of after just before I pitted, like 1 lap or 2 laps before I pitted, I got my fastest lap of the race. Like the track kept evolving like the entire race length.
Yeah, that's incredible.
To optimum, like you gain 2-3 tenths every 2 laps.
Yeah, which is, again, insane with the fact that your tires were that old, and you managed to keep it on the tarmac, no issues, no contacts, like you said. Now, we are going to be wrapping it up here. Is there anything, though, that you would, or anybody that you would like to thank, Ricardo, before we move on?
I'd like to thank everyone who administered these leagues and the awesome team that puts this together and all the events, and everyone from Puerto Rico Racing and everyone from Puerto Rico watching and from all around.
Excellent. And actually, one more thing before we continue. Carson does have a question for you. I accidentally cut him off because I misread his message.
Change the quali format for next season.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we might want to look at and do what Wednesday does and just do it all together. But I do have things to say after the question as well. But Ricardo Rivera, I just wanted to congratulate you. One heck of a race. Sorry, and just great stuff from you.
Thank you very much, and thanks to you for your great commenting, to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo. Ricardo, soak in the victory, enjoy the champagne, and hopefully we'll have you back next season, and we'll be contending for the win again. Is there anything else that you'd like to close on here, Ricardo?
No, that will be everything for me. Now
Sounds
to get some
good.
rest.
The well-deserved one as well. Thank you very much, Ricardo, and have a great rest of your evening.
Mike, as you wrap things up, I think I want to make a few comments because this is unfortunately elephant in the room being, what did you say, sautéed? What was it?
Tenderized.
What was the tenderized? I'm Mike, I'm filled with emotions right now. I wanted to give a special shout out to Pat Award fan Adam Strange, Logan Sargent fanboy, Adam Strange, Sean already said, everyone really in chat that's been communicating a lot, Vidiko Stitsiev, all of you guys have been really, really excellent, and I really have enjoyed a lot of this stuff, and it makes everything a lot more fun in the booth, everything a lot more digestible in the booth, and I wouldn't be in this position, I wouldn't be enjoying this, and I wouldn't be where I am today without all of you guys watching, and I appreciate all the comments, and I appreciate all the praise on the end of it, but with what will be my last... with what will be my last stream in Trackalicious for now. Hopefully I'll be back. Maybe I won't be, but I wanted to give a massive thanks from you to you and to everybody involved in getting me in this booth and keeping me here.
Yeah, and Carson, I think you've been a welcome fit, and everybody has, let's be real, you fit right in. I don't think there's anything else to say, and it's going to be... You're going to be missed. I think that's just the be-all, end-all of it, and it's an unfortunate reality, but you're going to go do bigger and better things in your life, and that's how you have to look at it, right? Is all good things must come to an end at some point in time, and you're going to be opening up bigger and better doors anyways. So, yeah, professional broadcaster soon and coming. It'll make me look like a child.
I'll get that foot in the door for you too, Mike, but thank you very much, everybody else. That's all I can say.
Well, folks, we are going to be closing it down here. We're going to raid Whatever Fool. A great stream. If you are under the age of 18, I would not recommend it. It is a definitely above age stream. However, it is a good time. It's, yeah, very, very fun. He's playing some Forza right now. But a big thank you to everybody once again. I hope everyone has a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. You guys have been amazing. We'll be back soon. Keep an eye on the Discord as well. ! Discord in chat to find more information about the championships we have coming. We're going to be dropping that information very, very soon. And keep that posted. I need to find a way how to get links into the YouTube chat, but YouTube description, check the description if you want any of the information that I'm talking about. It's all available there. We're going to be rating Whatever Fool. I'm going to send us out lastly with an ad about the Waterford Hills track day that is going to be coming up very, very soon. So thank you all, and I hope you all have a lovely evening, afternoon, morning, and good night. Join Trackalicious for our bonus track day at Waterford Hills on August 31st. Register for as little as $1 with our new Pay What You Want program. Beginners and experts welcome to drive 5 20-minute sessions on track. Bring the whole crew along for family-friendly fun with our sim racing setup, Power Wheels course, and playground on site. Limited to only 52 spots. Sign up while you can. Link in our bio. August 31st, Trackalicious Open Track Day at Waterford Hills.